There were hints in the months before the November election that something was off, that something was going on in this one that was different. It all seemed, though, almost too big to grasp at the time, in the middle of what was already this incredibly interesting campaign, this incredibly politically volatile campaign. Beginning with the news last summer that the email servers of the Democratic Party headquarters had been hacked by Russian hackers. Then there was the news that voter registration systems in at least 2 states, or maybe 10 states, or maybe 20 states, had been probed or breached to some level by, again, hackers. By October, the month before the election, the United States intelligence agencies come out and said that while they couldn't agree on whether it was definitely the Russians behind those voter registration system hacks, they said they were confident that the Russians, the Russian government, had definitely directed the hacking of the DNC and other American political organizations in order to, quote, interfere with the U.S. election process. The CIA has concluded in a secret assessment that Russia intervened in the 2016 election to help Donald Trump win the presidency, rather than just to undermine confidence in the U.S. electoral system. They're reporting that the CIA not only concluded that the Russians intervened in the election, stole information, publicized stolen information to help Donald Trump win the presidency. Just as we were coming on the air, we got news that the former CIA director, James Woolsey, tonight has abruptly quit the Trump transition team with no explanation. Tonight, after saying for weeks that there would be no Senate or House investigation of this matter, the Senate Intelligence Committee finally said, yeah, we'll look into this. All of a sudden, this is starting to feel like the most important political story, certainly in the world, with 1 week to go before we are supposed to swear in Donald Trump as President of the United States. The New York Times has just published a story titled "Intercepted Russian Communications, Part of Inquiry into Trump Associates." This is obviously a very inflammatory, very hot story. These new details coming out the eve of the inauguration is a bombshell. Okay, we have some major breaking news this evening. We have just been notified within the last minutes, while we are in our commercial break there, that the acting Attorney General of the United States has just been fired. Okay, we've got some breaking news. A national security story just posted by the Washington Post about National Security Advisor Michael Flynn and his contacts with Russia. So we have some breaking news tonight that goes to the question not just of whether or not the National Security Advisor is about to be fired, but it also goes to how many people in the new administration knew the kind of trouble that National Security Advisor Michael Flynn was in. How many people knew about that and when they knew it? I want to bring you some breaking news that the New York Times just posted. This has just gone up since we've been on the air. I've just been marking it up with my trusty highlighter. We haven't prepared any graphics on this or anything, but let me just tell you what they've just reported, directly relevant to what we need to talk to Congressman Schiff about and what we were just discussing. Trump campaign aides had repeated contacts with Russian intelligence, is the headline. The operative word there being campaign. This is during the campaign. This is during the election. There's also some brand new breaking news right now from the Wall Street Journal. Can we put this article up on the screen, please? Did we make a full screen out of this? Yes, thank you. You see the headline there, "Spies Keep Intelligence from President Trump." They're not showing him that stuff because they're not sure, in short, if he can be trusted with it. He's the president. The Washington Post breaking news just this evening that will, frankly, tie your socks in a knot. If you were thinking that maybe the whole Trump-Russia thing was going to be investigated impartially and aggressively by Congress, the 2 Republican chairmen of the intelligence committees in the House and the Senate, they have both tonight admitted to the Washington Post that they have been calling reporters off the record at the request of the White House to tell reporters that there's nothing to these stories. We interrupt this regularly scheduled broadcast for some breaking news tonight regarding Attorney General Jeff Sessions. We have just learned that Attorney General Jeff Sessions has agreed to amend his testimony. In his testimony at his confirmation hearing in the Senate in January, he now famously failed to disclose meetings he had with a Russian government official when he was asked about Trump campaign meetings with Russian government officials. Jeff Sessions told the Senate he didn't meet with any Russians. But he did. He now says he will go back and change his testimony. We are following the breaking news tonight that the fired National Security Advisor, retired Lieutenant General Michael Flynn, was fired from the Trump administration after only 24 days on the job. Tonight, he is asking for immunity from prosecution in exchange for his testimony in the Trump-Russia scandal. We have to start tonight with a little bit of breaking news, which has just been published by the Washington Post. Washington Post reports that a FISA warrant was issued last summer to monitor Carter Page's communications while he was an advisor to the Trump administration. According to tonight's front page scoop in the Washington Post, Mike Flynn was warned explicitly that his conversations with Russian officials were, quote, undoubtedly being monitored by the FBI and by the NSA. There are interesting questions about what's happening with the Department of Justice and Paul Manafort, right? Is Jeff Sessions involved in any work at the Department of Justice concerning Paul Manafort, or is he recused? We can report tonight that the Justice Department will not say. We started asking yesterday. We asked throughout the day today. We have asked it 5 times in 5 different ways, including me making the request myself personally multiple times in as many different ways as I could think of it. They will not say whether or not he's recused. He is recused on Flynn, they say. He is recused on things related to the Trump campaign broadly. They won't say about Manafort. So we have some news to break tonight. Another subpoena has been issued as part of the ongoing investigations into President Trump's associates. Again, NBC News reporting exclusively tonight that federal investigators have subpoenaed records related to a $3.5 million loan taken out by former Trump campaign manager Paul Manafort last year. We got much more to come tonight, and actually, because this is our life now, new substantive breaking news has just happened in the last couple of minutes. Because no night is complete anymore without several new major breaking news stories about the administration. Just in the last few minutes, we've gotten this new reporting from the New York Times, quoting from the Times. Michael Flynn told President Trump's transition team weeks before the inauguration that he was under federal investigation for secretly working as a paid lobbyist for Turkey during the campaign. NBC News reports tonight that Jared Kushner is now under scrutiny in the FBI's Trump-Russia probe. This is according to multiple U.S. officials. Those officials telling NBC News tonight that Jared Kushner is a person of interest.
It was just announced there was no collusion with Russia, the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Special counsel Robert Mueller's investigation has concluded that President Donald Trump's campaign did not work with Russia to send him to the White House in 2016.
It's a shame that our country had to go through this. To be honest, it's a shame that your president has had to go through this before I even got elected. It began.
That's according to a summary of Mueller's findings provided to Congress by the Justice Department this afternoon. Attorney General William Barr has been laboring to condense the Mueller report, empowered to decide how much of it will remain a secret.
This was an illegal takedown that failed. And hopefully somebody's going to be looking at the other side. So it's complete exoneration. No collusion, no obstruction. Thank you very much.
Because the press honestly is out of control. The level of dishonesty is out of control.